Hi folks, thanks for joining me. In this video we're going to try and show you just how easy it is to use the Welberg series of mats when it comes to doing some landscaping. As you can see, I've got a piece of prepared board on my own layout here, and it's a bit flat. So a good way of making different hills and such likes, very cheap and plenty availability as most households, is a toilet roll. Literally just cut and shaped and put into place like so. Once this is glued in place, you can cover it with the mat and it gives a nice gentle rolling hillside. I'm not wanting to use this at the moment because when I've completed this hill I actually want to put some trees on it. So to insert the trees, I find that some high density foam board or insulation board like the Kingspan type product, shaped like so it's chamfered at both sides. When it's glued into place, this will give me the same effect with the rolling hills, but also I'll be able to plant trees in it because of the density of the board. For this particular piece of scenery I'm using the Welberg Rough Meadow mat in winter style F. It's not a bright sunny coloured, it is a nice dark colour, plenty of scruffiness about it, so real look of uncared for, unkempt land. And it comes on a carry sheet which is like this, but it's only adhered gently in the corners and it can easily be removed like so. I'm going to take the whole sheet off and then I will apply glue and put it into position over the former that we put in place earlier on. I've now liberally applied PVA glue to the whole area where I want it to stick down, and I've put it onto the board rather than onto the mat because I need to put the mat on, slide it into position and then trim it once the glue's gone off. And bear with me while I just slide this into place, pushing the glue out. That can all be tidied up later, it's just a PVA glue I'm using. And don't worry too much about any edges. Again, they can all be hidden with shrubs and such likes once you're happy with everything going into place where you want it and not where it thinks it's going to go. And as you can see from that, I've now got a mat in place and some hillside that I'm actually quite pleased with. Okay, well that's left the glue to dry overnight, and now we're going to trim it back just using, a nice sharp knife right up against the edge of the layout, and that will give us a good finish, and I'll be able to reuse the piece that I cut off on the next section like so. So that, I'm really pleased with that. That's come up very well, and that's the next piece will go in along here, which you can't see, but it'll fit in there very nicely. Okay, just beyond the hill here that you can't quite see it, I've got a road that curves round. So to make the mat fit, I've got a piece of the backing card that the mat came on, and I've carefully drawn around the road, cut it out to shape, because it's got this nice gentle curve on it, and I've trimmed the mat to fit there accordingly. I will glue this into place, and then we will continue with a bit of shrubbery planting. So let me just get the glue and we'll put that into place now. That's the layout, got the glue all over it, so it's now just a question of sliding the mat into position and making sure that it's going to stick down exactly where I want it, not leaving any gaps unnecessarily, although these can all be hidden afterwards with the use of shrubberies and stuff like that. So I'm quite happy with that, the way it's going down, and it's got a nice tidy seam on it, and like I say, we can hide any nasty joints at a later date. Again, I will now leave that to dry. Okay, that's the mat glued down into place now, and just to hide the bit of seam that I've got some of the E-type shrubs. These are a bit longer than the F-type shrubs. So there's two sorts, and these can be plucked off using a pair of tweezers from the backing board, and very easily glued into place. So once you've pulled them off the backing board, these can be glued into place wherever you feel you need them. Well, you might need a bit more growth than was on the original mat. And again, it's just about layering up the weeds and bushes to give more depth and realism to your layout and your landscaping. Again, I'm using a bit of ordinary glue here again, not PVA this time, just a bit of modelling glue, Yoo-hoo type glue, and this works a treat for these sort of things. And I'm just going to go all the way down this bit that you can't quite see in shot. I will put some stills in later once I've covered it over. So again, get your mat, and you just get the tweezers, dig under, and just tear off exactly what you need to cover the holes. Nobody will ever know there was a join there once it's stuck down in place. And you can be quite forceful with this stuff. It bounces back, it's very robust. It certainly makes a difference to the job you're doing. It is just phenomenal product. As with all of Martin's stuff, these are just brilliant things to work with, and really give an extra layer of realism to whatever job it is that you're doing on your layout. I'm sorry I'm out of shot a little bit, but as you can see, I've got the mat there, torn it off. I'm just putting that little bit of glue on, and then again just stick it into place where I fancy it and leave it to settle. Once it's stuck down, it is just brilliant. Now at the front end here, I also want a couple of shrubs, so I'm just going to put a little blob of glue here and here, just where I fancy putting some of the shrubs. And again, we're going to use Martin shrubs. I've got a nice pack of orange shrubs here, and these are style D. And again, peel them off. You've got the little bit underneath, and just stick them down into place. Don't be afraid of them, they're not fragile, and they come in a variety of colours. As you can see, that settles nicely in there. And just to show you how many different colours and schemes there are, here's some shrubs type A in medium green. Again, peel them off the backing card. Little dab of glue's on the layout already, and just place it down on the layout where you want it, like that. And as I said at the beginning of this video, I wanted to put some trees up on this little hillock, and that's the reason I used the Kingspan. So I've got a couple of trees that I want to put in here, and I will show you how to plant those in just a second. Okay, so we've got some trees that we want to put onto this piece of ground, and I've picked a variety of sizes and colours, and also two different manufacturing type techniques. I've got a few of the etched brass ones there, and in various size, shapes and colours, and a couple of the handmade twisted wire ones there, and these all come with a spike, as you can see. Now normally, because my baseboard is only 6mm thin, I would trim these spikes down, but because of where I'm planting the trees at the moment, I don't need to do that. And it is so simple to do. It's just a question of, where would I like a tree? Poke it through. It is that easy to do, and just gives an extra level again to your layout. And I quite like to do the old landscaping thing where I would cluster 2-3 trees together in a little clump, and by doing that it just gives that super effect, as you can see there. These other 2 trees I'm just going to stick a bit further behind. And again, I will take some still photos once I've finished, and you'll be able to see the effect they have. If I was putting the trees onto my baseboard, then I would actually drill a hole 0.5 mm, and I would pour some PVA glue in or Yoo-hoo glue in, just to give it something to stick to. And then just one final touch on this piece here. I've got another shrub that I just want to put at the bottom of the hill, and just to finish off hiding this join here.